exactly how KRU have compensated and band-aided whatever those issues were last time where they weren't getting any info, any of the pings from the Fade util. It wasn't happening.
And again, if we've got that as a takeaway, hopefully they have as well, right? As a team, if we're holding them to a high caliber, we've got that croupium, as the desk was saying, we need to see that adjustment. If it was such a clear issue. Now, whether they can do that or not, we're yet to see, but we like what Giant are running. We like how they look on this, but they have to then ignore map 1, right? They have to pick themselves up here on the attack. Giant leading the way in. And Smurfette going to be slowed down slightly, so they won't have that instantaneous burst towards the site.
I love the fact that GX are starting on the attack side. They get to control the pace here, and all 5 members are in the site. This is such an awkward moment, Lauren.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there's still a lot of players backside though for KRU, right? Music getting a little bit paranoid about that, maybe push up through Garage, but it's a crossfire held on the back of the site. They're going to give up the plant. I'm seeing a fast flank as well, that's coming in, but again, that little peek above on the back of Plat, and Dodds is going to find one through Garage. This is dangerous now, trying to double swing towards backside, but Music seems aware. Loses the fight, but Kinnear is here, and Smurfette falls. A fast flank set into motion by Dodds, and everything teeing up for them. And it felt like Giants were willing to allow them to have backside control as well.
Yeah, they certainly were. What an awkward round. I mean, even the fact that the spike was planted when all members were on the site, it seemed like it was a 4v4 or 5v5 all on that C site. But either way, at least the spike does go down. And man, I mean, if just a couple of these bullets landed on this back side, this entire pistol looks completely different for the side of GX, but KRU are feeling pretty good about that. And that value we were talking about on this fade, that eye landing, I loved how Biazik peaked at the exact timing when that eye was landing. It resulted in a freebie for her. Love the fact that they're using it as a crosshair displacer.
Oh, there we go.
Spot.
Love that. Love that.
It's such a meta play right now. GX, they force bot the Outlaw and allowed Smurfette to have that full armor, already finding themselves an opening. And at this point, all GX want to do is just group up, allow Smurfette to slowly look at these lines, slowly dissect, and try to find one more pick.
Take your time on this one. Still a little bit of utility as well. Eva's got the dart there, you know, you've got the smoke still ready. One towards that kind of tucked in quad side. You've got Monch towards back side. Looking to maybe try and get the drop on this though, but
it's a one-shot, one-kill.
That's going to work out as well. Dodds there does get a trade towards Nest, but there's still the threat on the side. Dodds is farming. Good follow-up, that's 3, but the problem still persists. Smurfette's still alive. There is threat just about everywhere. Kinnear and Biazik trying to gap close in towards it. And Kinnear's position, it should be the checkmate. Man, I loved what they tried there though, Giant. They look so much more comfortable in this, but then you still had to get past Dodds, who's been a problem.
Yeah, and look at that, Lauren. Right afterwards, either way, GX, they're going to have a healthy purchase. Smurfette is going to get dropped a Vandal, and Ava, being a great teammate, taking the sacrifice on the Stinger. So KRU right now, they're struggling on the money side of things. So either way for Giants, they're fairly happy with this round. But I got to give props to Konier because multiple times now, she's been able to snake her way into the site and really just solidify that round win when things got a little dicey for KRU.
3 plays stacked down towards long though. This could be a little bit dangerous. KRU going to dismantle that pretty swiftly though. Couple of warning shots posted. That shotgun is getting pretty close though.
Switch.
Oh no, Toki seems aware there's a chance, right? You could already see that kind of aim adjustment down towards that potential sewer push-up. But this has been enough of a warning sign that they've slowed the roll here, Giant. They don't like what they've seen. Toki's still trying to find that information. I'm worried that the spikes here, though, if that gets overwhelmed, a tough position to defend.
Sewer is always so dangerous when the shotguns are on the board. GX are doing a fantastic job knowing that shotguns are on the table, but
drop the spike.
Ava's going to want to use her drone, use some util to clear these corners.
Please clear the corners. You're getting baited in. You
Oh,
don't.
boy.
No, we're not falling for this. Dodds, come on! I thought she had Toki then as well. Genuinely, Smurfette trying to pick up the pieces, trying to make up for that little bit of a mistake here. But it's now messy. It's a 3v3. It's still not perfect. And Giant X just brawling their way forward, getting a bit of stability to maybe allow for a plant. That's all you can hope for. Trying to chain these smokes, maybe add a bit of that paranoia. Biazik looking to slip through, going to be found. Sarah reading that really well, playing into the smoke, leaving just Kinnear alive. And to find this one would be pretty impressive. That's a good start. Double stack though, little high-low setup.
Timmy the turret.
Look, Timmy's slacking on the job, man. Timmy's tired. Timmy's tired. But I got nervous. That clear through sewer got sketchy, right? If Dodds hit that second shot, if that Bucky lands towards the... Who was it who was down there? I think it was... I can't remember who it was. If there was one... I think it was maybe Toki, who doesn't fall. Yeah, if that hadn't happened, I don't know what I'd have done.
Yeah, Dodds definitely had a moment to be able to absolutely take over on this bonus round. I wish she would have used her bubble in that moment, and you notice that the Whaley ultimate came on board right in the nick of time too. So coulda, woulda, shoulda converted a bonus round, but for GX at least they're rewarded for that map control. And it looks like Dodds wants to go aggressive. Look how far up she is. She's got that Whaley ultimate. And just inserting her teammate Michaela into that corner. And you can see that Dodds already wants to rotate.
But I like this. Good protocols, right? A-long space now gathered, put into the hands of KRU. They can kind of leave them on an island, free up that rotation, put some more bodies towards that BC side, supplement the utility in play. This gets tougher for Giant if they want to re-clear this. It feels uncomfortable in a way, but they are stacking up towards the side. Still trying to show a bit of presence, clear util towards potentially that B site, but hesitation here from Giant. They don't want to go in blind. There is danger to this, but this is an isolated player until now. Look at Dodds' reposition. Back towards sewer. On contact, could swing. Michaela played in.
No.
Tried to hit a bit of a pre-fire on it and makes a meal of it. But Dodds is still here. Dodds is still around and unchecked on. Being kept in place by one player sitting deep, and that's about it. Ness could be done for. No. The barrel giving away the game, leaving just 3 alive.
Bizik?
How's Bizik
30
here?
She snaked her way into the site.
How are these players doing this? But they're still getting found. Munch gets a trade, but by now the site should be secured. Quickly, you can see the rotation from Nestor trying to get there as fast as possible. Try and deny any threats. A 1v2 is not impossible. It's just difficult. It would need 4 kills, though, from Munch.
10 seconds. The time is ticking away. Munch has an opportunity to isolate, come out, but Timmy the turret finds her, and a nice double swing from GX.
And these feel like hard-fought 4 rounds, right? Having to re-clear A-long, doing that default around, clearing util on B, doing these kind of longer, more painstaking routes, actually getting some reward now for Giant X. That's gotta feel so good after map 1.
And KRU did a pretty good job in that round. I mean, Dodds definitely made it back in short A in time, and it's just unfortunate for Michaela. That little gun barrel sticking through at A main baited her. Those shots not landing, so unfortunate for KRU, but GX, that was a slow round for them. They went first in mid, pushed back garage, and coming back towards that A main, getting rewarded for being thorough across the board. Looks like 5 deagles, no shotguns this time around on this anti-eco for GX.
If I said deagle, I'd get a Reddit thread. What the hell? You get away with this? You win 1 champs, you can start calling it a deagle, huh?
Yeah. You know?
AK's on the other side, all good. But now you are right. It is just those sheriffs out to play. So again, I want to see Giant X keep that diligence, right? Don't fall for these. We didn't actually see too many of those kind of like issues on these sort of like half-buy-ish rounds, these Shikos coming out. There wasn't too much of that in map 1. It was pretty one-sided. So didn't see too many turns. But at this point, this is where the diligence of Giant X should kick in, right? They have really good history on this map. They should have that composure to be able to deal with this well. But the info is there for KRU. Bizik would love to get a nice stall on this, buy some time as soon as contact's in, but they can walk line. Yeah, they're going for a contact play, and that's risky! Contacting up through long, hoping to get the drop on what's now a stack. I mean, it's a mistake now. We can see it with hindsight, but can Ness and Smurfette make up for these mistakes? Gonna pop the ult and pray there's an outcome. Smurfette tries to give them some hope, but a Thrifty, a MasterCard Thrifty coming through is devastating.
I gotta respect it from Smurfette. I mean, she almost made it work, but damn, what a round for KRU. GX, it looked like they did enough. I love the fact that they started towards C. They took care of Konir's utility, broke the alarm bot, dotted their T's, crossed their I's, but it all comes back down to no flashes. I mean, the dart got broken. And you've got to be able to over-util. You don't want to leave anything to chance on these low buys, Lauren.
Yeah, that's going to take the wind out of the sails, right? That kind of brings you back down to earth a bit after what was a fantastic round. And Dodds stick it on that angle, really wanted a bit more. I mean, you know, take your fights.
At least it's the Killjoy on this side should buy a little bit of time for the defenders to rotate and give Biazing some help.
It's getting messy though, but the support's here. Monch takes over towards Logs in time, so that nice little crossfire set into motion, all good.
It's that Viper KJ combo. It's just so deadly on the defense. You know, it's actually just, it's made Haven a little bit more defense-sided than we've ever seen in these past couple years. So KRU showing that right now, giving enough time for this Waylay to be able to rotate. Because if you think about why Neon was so sexy on this map is because they're able to over-rotate. I mean, it's either the Neon or the Yoru, right? But this Viper KJ definitely buys time for the Waylay to get into the mix. I prefer whatever my duelist is best on, Lauren. Whatever my duelist is going to get the kills on.
That's crazy you've learned PR answers now. I hate it. It used to be so much more fun. But for now, it feels like a bit of a ruse, right? You're seeing this big investment of use, or this big show towards C, but no one's there to really see it. You've still got BS. Oh my god, the timing.
What the hell?
Finally, it felt like the penny dropped at the wrong time here, and Giant X gets the reward. They get the jump on them. All of that show towards C was for nothing, but it still worked out. Dodds makes it towards the site, though. It's Dodds against the world, pretty much, at this point. Spike on the way towards long, 2 up towards quad. Oh, that was just a little off. And now Monch and Kunir. Okay, an isolated fight. Oh! No. What is this spacing? What are these fights we're taking? You thought this round was done? You put all your faith in Smurfette's flank? Maybe, I get it, but still. You're playing risky here.
Wow.
Smurfette with a safe pair of hands at the end, but that had me nervous.
Things definitely got dicey towards that A, but what a response coming through in a timeout. Perfectly timed here to just buy themselves some time for KRU side of things. But look at these entries. I mean, GX, they found everything they needed all the way on their side of the map, on their territory. So that gave a little bit of opening for Monch, but beautiful shots for Smurfette. And, you know, we talked about Smurfette being on this Neon on the side of GX on Haven to be the spearhead to kind of turn the ship around for Giants. They had a slow start, a slow opening. They lost gas in their last series, especially in that third map. But Smurfette has been that that one shining beacon. I mean, she's such an aggressive, decisive player, and that's exactly what GX need to get back into things.
I mean, she can exactly be just that, the spark to reignite Giant X. And after map 1, you do need it too. You need someone who's willing to take those higher chance or higher risk fights and back herself in it, taking these kind of more aggressive stances, and the rewards there perpetually. I mean, even at the start of this though, Eva did fantastic as well. Yes. She was towards the top end of things, kind of picking up the slack slightly, but once we got into these buy rounds, we started to see Smurfette really pick up the pace, so exceptional to see. But a good time out here for KRU, time to maybe get a bit of a grip on things, try and get a feel, a nice little check-in for the coach. They still have a couple of ults to play with. They have a buy here. Even if it's lacking in some areas, you're going to see what the Guardian coming out, and that's about it. But beyond that, still a decent purchase. I do want to see if there's something in mind. They were very hell-bent on getting that A-long control at the start of things. Do they then switch this up? Is there other looks that KRU can go to?
Looks like Monch wants to set up that Viper ultimate towards the C. This will really allow the defenders to slice the pie and only have to worry about 70% of this map on the defense side. Dodds tried to find an early opening using that recall and the fade utility, but GX, they've got their eyesight set on this front B.
Yeah, first time we're seeing them explore this as well, and genuinely quite a good read, considering we've seen that kind of almost shut down on that C side with the Viper's bit. You've got that aggression on A-long. This is a good idea. A nice concept. Now, see the hit coming through here. TP in. Counter ult pretty much at this point on towards that entrance of B. And it's being respected by KRU for now. They're not really taking too many early fights. Holding the extremities for the lockdown. That was something they had in hand. So KRU being aware this is a potential, going to invest that, and it has to be respected. You can't really break it. Too many bodies behind this.
Yeah, but Sarah, she's going to decide to just stay inside this KJ ultimate, tank it, drop the molly, and have her teammates do the rest.
Good stall, though. They're going to try and buy time, right? Allow for a chance to fight back in, which now they have. Smurfette is here. Half is achieved. The fight now breaks out. Smurfette still putting up numbers, putting down bodies. Monch and just Kunir, the judge, could be good, but Smurfette better. The barrel enough to do it. Sarah even surviving. Giant X had a plan, and they executed it so well.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly. I mean, GX found the one gap towards this front B. It seemed like to me KRU should have had a decent idea of that's where they were going to go. They had the long line at A. They had the information that the attackers weren't inside that A main, but the timing here, GX perfectly executed onto this B and just dropping their Viper ult of their own. And even though that KJ ultimate was ready for this retake, I mean, it's such a strong thing when your Viper can just sit in there, drop a molly, and buy 10 more seconds.
Already going to see that Outlaw out again. Loving this. It was something that stood out to us even in the early rounds from Smurfette. Just the audacity to go for it, but we saw the anti-eco being a bit of an issue before, so let's see if they can now fix that as well, right? This is a small checklist, but it'll be a good tick in the box. Smurfette willing to apply the pressure towards C. All goes up. Gap close in, dart towards backside, and it's respected. KRU not willing to really stick around to take a further fight now.
GX know that the site is clear and that smoke will cut off all the defenders. They can't get back in without some sort of piece of utility. There's that. There's a dive.
Where's the rest of it? Where's now the flood through? It's going to be here. It's going to be now. Smurfette still standing. Toki in unison. Sarah on the swing. Giant X, it's getting a bit dangerous, but they have the numbers. Sarah has the kills. Again, that little lack of utility to burst off. KRU having to work so hard just to step out of that smoke.
And these C-site duels are just so chaotic, but controlled chaos coming from both sides of things. We've seen it on Pistol Round. We just witnessed again. It's just a brawl over here towards the C-site. I love the fact that Biazik was coming through with that crosshair displace. You saw that she TP'd on towards this backside to just party with her teammates. It looks like both Omens in this round just coming through huge. But another timeout coming through. No. Oh, Lauren.
I know that color.
Oh, no.
I don't even need to speak the language. It transcends language at this point with me. Sorry, Chief. Welcome to the curse. Rough times, eh?
Well, it looks like it's your day one and you've brought it with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, as said, it's contractual at this point. But I think it's headset because saw the little admin coming over, little point to the old headphones. I think it's Giant X as well. Maybe an in-ear issue. Had an exciting round. We stood up. The in-ears come out. It's a classic. It's a classic. We've seen it before. Water spillage is always up next as well. It's a brave choice to go for the water here. I like what you're doing. I see it. I see it. Have you? There was
spillage yesterday as well. Actually,
really?
Yes, a lot of spillage.
It happens, man. It happens all over the desk. It's fine. We're all good. It was only a short one. It's fine. You gotta get one in, right? Shake it off. But still 4 to 5. Map 1 certainly not going to be repeated here. A much closer affair between these two. And we have to see if Giant X can keep coming up with these new ideas, new approaches, these great looks that we've seen thus far that have been impressive to witness. As again, looks like a show of force towards A-Long.
And they want to insert Ness down towards this short A. Pop that KJ ultimate, even investing a Sova ult down into the mix. This should be pretty free for Ness.
You should run.
That's an awkward KJ ultimate to use. I think they want to go B instead of A here.
That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
But sticking around on this dog doesn't want that to happen. And does get away as well. That's ridiculous she got out of that.
It's just all a distraction, though. The spike will go down, but KRU, they're okay with it, Lauren. They've got a fade ultimate for this retake.
What does Smurfette do now? You've been noted, you've been considered, but pushing through towards that C connector side, Monch wasn't aware of it, looked asleep at the wheel. I thought Monch had that ready, but then gonna keep brawling, keep going. They're winning out now. This is sketchy times for KRU. Having to come back into this blind, they're going to see the crosses. Smurfette doesn't need to see him to kill him. It's just Biazik, and it's too easy for Smurfette here. I was worried there, Christine. It looked like the plan had fallen short, but apparently not.
Yeah, just a bait and switch coming through here for GX. As soon as that KJ ultimate got placed down, I'm sure even the defenders are like, what the hell is going on? But either way for GX all the time, they knew they just wanted to pop towards that B, but it was the ceiling play, the double push, the 1-2 through the smoke. I mean, sure, if Monch was able to get that double kill, it would have been a worse push, but even for GX, that sort of a mid-round audible and adjustment is exactly what you need in post plants just like that. And the money is broken once again.
And it feels like KRU just don't have the same depth here, right? It just feels like they're a little bit unsure of how they want to find solutions to this. The problem solving not quite in the same caliber as it felt like on Split, and the confidence as well to support that. Gonna now post up Biazik in towards the corner. I mean, Biazik's been kind of filthy on those sheriffs too. Like, the shots have been pretty nasty and doesn't get affected by the stun either. So
get another
reposition. Biazik is nuts at this. breaking the ankles down C-Long, gets the upgrade. That's 2 rifles to be had, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, it'd be the Outlaw as well. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you'll take that at this point. But a 5v3.
Yeah, and they don't want to plant here yet. They're just going to get overwhelmed. I like this A-Link push coming through. They want to find a little bit of something before they're just forced in the middle of the map.
Are they walking that smoke? That feels risky, but the reward. Sarah gonna isolate Biazik, who did so well. The paranoia to follow.
Good ultimate.
Dodge trying to make something out of nothing, but Toki,
The protector!
man, what the hell, Giant X? How do you have all of these answers?
30 seconds left.
Kinnear and Michaela hot on their heels, trying to be aggressive, trying to be a threat, trying to be a nuisance, but it falls short again. Giant X in full control here. Even when the odds look bad at the start, still having what they need. Michaela, ain't nothing to be done here, man. Giant X, they're looking sharp, dude.
Yeah, the fact that the ultimate from Waylay from Dodds barely just missing Toki, and I love how quickly Toki reacted there as well. Just get down, Mr. President, and figuring out exactly how to protect all of her teammates. I got a feel for KRU though these last couple of rounds. I mean, just barely missing out on a couple of these kills, but I think if I'm KRU either way, I'm pretty satisfied with just 5. So
Yeah.
one more round left in the half
Finally
to
see
do
an operator
exactly
out.
that. Yeah, and that's going to be huge here to find an opening pick for the first time.
Yeah, we haven't seen almost no operators out, but the pace, the tempo change. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Biazik getting that is huge. That slows down everything, right? You look how far back the rest of the pack is. Eva, Ness, Toki, it's going to be very hard to burst on the site. All they've got is really an Aldrone to play with. The paranoia, even the smoke's burnt up at this point.
Yeah, and both those smokes really just slowing everything down. GX, they've got to do a little countdown, wait for their Omen to get closer up on that short A. And there it is, paranoia.
Oh, and a catch as well. Biazik. I mean, you talk about impact. The last couple of rounds, she has been putting in serious work. Now just Toki, 1v4. These angles, not easy to try and divide and conquer, and that spike even harder to recover. And there it is, found in the end. 5-7. You said that there's a very good chance they could bring this back to a decent scoreline, and now it sits close enough, right? Close enough. There is still hope here for KRU, but Giant X look revitalized. They look like the team we knew they could be, but can they close this one out? That is the question that will be on my mind as we go and get ready for the second half.
Está cojito, pobrecito, te gustó el carajito, pues le falta madurar, está libre como tigre, listo para un binge. No te vayas a Tinder, cómete ese kinder. No querrás un looky, pop bombi, and a what, eh. No, but you know, but I'll let you know. Cuando te lo tele, no sea cochino. Tengo estilo, mucho estilo. Tu pelo italiano, yo hablo español. Saca el pinol, dame el kilo. Cómete las papas con el alocito. Tú me entiendes, no me entiendes. Ok, hablamos francés.
Well, this time around, the Coinbase Econ report probably won't be as one-sided. A much more even affair here as Giant X decides to turn the hell up. They look so much better, Christine. Starting to see the strength there of Smurfette, Sarah, Eva, all of them starting to hit a little harder. KRU able to stabilize enough to keep the scoreline within touch, but I mean, that includes a pistol, right? Like, this is still not a comfortable affair for them.
It's definitely not. I mean, GX have definitely turned up the dial, and it's Smurfette on this Neon that's really been picking up the pace, setting the tone. And now on the defense side of things, I'm expecting KRU to do exactly the same thing. Dodds on this Waylay should be finding a lot of value with these dash plays, recalling, and crosshair displacing with Michaela's eye as well.
But you were worried about the utility, right? You were a little bit worried it doesn't have that flash, that sort of, you know, the kind of hard utility to ignore. there's still a lack of that to an extent, right? There's still going to be this little moment where we're looking, okay, is that punch there to support Dodds? Because it's very hard to get that next layer up towards these sites.
Exactly, but you know, we did see that adjustment coming through for KRU from the pistol round. Music has just been explosive for sure, but they're absolutely dialing it up and pressing the issue when that fade utility is coming out, making the opponents have to decide, do I shoot the util or do I shoot the enemy? So we'll see if KRU are able to keep that pace up, but it looks like they are. They're going straight for this front B.
They seem so aware, though. Giant X in the right place for this. They had 3 players ready, kind of ready with the paranoia, everything primed for it. So a good read at the start and a little bit of a stalemate to walk away from. Look to adjust through Garage, maybe change up the pathing, but they don't fancy it. Maybe a full reset here.
Yeah, that Viper wall and the paranoia for paranoia slowing everything down. That's a huge break for Ness because Smurfette is in a power position.
These swings back and forth of the contact. Giant X have them dead to rights in every aspect. That is stunning to see. Again, all eyes on the player who broke the eye in towards Garage. No, you still got one towards window. Then the re-swing comes in. Everything is in place. The T's are being crossed. The I's are being dotted. And Munch can really do nothing about this. This has not been around for you guys at all.
Ava's so aware as well. Wait, those are your teammates?
Was aware.
Was
The
aware.
awareness. Oh. No. Relax, relax. It was a clean round. What's going on? But still, look at the start of that round, that kind of mid-round aspect, that little adjustment that they tried to go through for Garage. Giant X was so ready.
Yes.
So ready.
The crossfires coming through so strong. Those defense fundamentals, you gotta love it. And I love that how they handled this front B pop as well. I mean, immediately, as soon as KRU didn't show on that A main or that C, no extremity info found. So GX, they just knew. Trading paranoia for paranoia, that stopping power coming through huge for the defense. So no outlaw force purchase here on the side of KRU that we saw for GX, but we do see a Bucky. So Dodds really wants to dive in there. Try to find an opening.
Yeah, where are you going to find that, though? That's the bit I'm looking for. Like, I mean, Sarah, I guess, is the most vulnerable, right? It's a 2-1-2. If there's going to work anywhere, this would be it.
There it is.
Sarah still going to find good value, but good.
Love it.
Nice work from Dodds, sacrificial from Bierzik almost, that we were kind of discussing, that could be something we see into the bigger buy rounds. But for now, they've got themselves a plant. They've got one upgrade as well for Kinnear there, picking that up off the corpse. But I'm still waiting to see if this holds. Dodds just took a boatload of damage down to 8 HP. Should be dead. Paranoia goes in. Smurfette, Ness clearing out the back of B site, so the rest of the post plant should be obvious, right? What do you have to stall this out? Not a great deal. Michaela just being dealt with. Kinnear with the Sheriff at least. But the defuse is happening.
Oh,
Nothing.
the molly.
Wait, the molly is going to be respected.
Oh!
Wait, hold on. Hold on. There's still, I mean, Munch is so low though. But they made that a little closer. They made something out of that round.
They did. I love this eco coming out from KRU. I mean, they even dropped off the Viper Q orb onto that spike, really making that Killjoy molly do double the damage there. And I mean, this 1-2 punch to find the opening for Dodds, you saw it. We talked about it on Split. If you're the anchor and you shoot at that dog, you best believe there's going to be a waylay diving on top of you. And that's exactly what happened for the side of KRU. So all things considered, this is a great eco round. They got the spike down. They've got the money on the board. So coming through, handling GX's bonus with just a few pistols, this should be light work for KRU.
We always say should, don't we?
Should.
But you are absolutely spot on. If you weren't going to get the win in those rounds, KRU have done everything else they would have wanted. They've done everything to get themselves set up for this. Now, it's not easy, it's not comfortable, you're not feeling great just yet, but you have the best opportunity you could have garnered. Now, looking at Giant X, though, they seem ready for an A approach. They have 3 players posted towards this. B's pretty open, still got the alarm bot there, so they can bank on that. They're going to take a couple risks. Again, you look at the weaponry they have, it's far from perfect. It's Eva and it's Smurfette who have the higher hitting weapons. And as it stands, it's just Munch drifting towards A, which could be incredibly sketchy here. That could be a recovered weapon if it falls.
Smurfette, you mentioned the position and the weapon, but I love this angle with that Guardian. Just on that headshot position. She's going to need a little bit of help if she wants this multi-kill, but this crossfire for GX on the defense side of things, it's going to stay strong unless KRU do something to move them.
I quite like that deep owl drone, right? Almost lulls you into this full sense of security.
The
And
stun
Smurfette,
slide.
it's so good. Calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Gets a follow-up and falls away. Doesn't need to stay around too long. Toki getting played in earlier as well by that owl drone. She can still sit on towards this. So you can see KRU trying to now look up anywhere else. But they don't have information. They haven't even broken the alarm bot. They don't know quite what's happening here. So information now free-flowing. They know what's happening. 13 seconds, and access is going to be hard fought for. But somehow, they're still putting up numbers. Michaela, though, lost out her teammate. Smurfette is just doing the dance. Time's on her side with 4 kills. Once again, Smurfette is instrumental in pulling Giant X up to this 10th round.
Beautiful stuff. At least they secure it. Things got really chaotic there at the end, especially considering that was a 3v5 with these 2 huge openings from Smurfette's side. KRU thriving in the chaos, but at least GX, they were able to secure this one.
Yeah, and KRU looking worried. Now, this is when if we're going to remove ourselves from the maybes and the talking about, you know, the small odd chances. That is so cute. This is when you do think this map is now in Giant X's hands, right? That round felt like the big opportunity for a build back from KRU. That gets completely shut down. Giant X back on track fully here. This is now, I don't want to say comfortable, but by all accounts it should be.
It definitely should be. I will say that GX, at least, that was their bonus, so I think that's probably why they gambled so heavily onto that A stack and allowed Smurfette to just be out on the deep lines. You saw that KRU weren't really expecting that at the moment, so right now they're just telling each other, hey, let's make sure we clear all our corners. Don't let these guys just walk up into our territory. We'll see how this round looks. It is a broke buy.
I'm seeing stingers, I'm seeing sheriffs.
But,
Not
you
seeing
know,
a lot.
these KRU low buy rounds, so far what we've seen on the attack side have had a lot of good choreographed set pieces. So I'm expecting this time around the same thing. Looks like they're grouped towards the C. You can see the Killjoy Molotov lineup coming through for Konier. She wants to allow her teammates to get into the site. Don't let the Flutters get back in. But man, this C site has been so chaotic, Lauren.
It has been. And just to add insult to injury, Smurfette now has ult ready to go too. We look like the burst is coming in. So Ness, good luck, can you live? Let's see. Sees to follow, does get caught, but there's no punch. There's no second string to this bow. It is just that first look, and then what you get, nothing. Beheaded on the way out. It was a valiant attempt, but it gets them no further towards this site.
Yeah, KRU, I like the idea. That definitely a lot of moving pieces, a lot of layers in that hit, but something went wrong. I think GX was just able to break one of the pieces of util a little too early, so you saw that Dodds wasn't willing to linger into that smoke, immediately taking that recall, getting spammed to the smoke, so that's unlucky. Didn't even get to play this round. And Ava in a power position towards this short A. You can see that she just asked for that smoke to cut towards that long, buy herself some space, allow Smurfette to get back into the site. And right now, GX, I mean, these crossfires have been so strong. They've got another one towards A. And you can see KRU, they don't want to deal with it again. They need to work the map. They need to kind of break these defenders, make them over-rotate before they hit. This C-side re-hit, hey, this is the right choice at least.
It's the best of a bad situation, but it's still a bad situation. Ness able to try and keep some space here. 8 seconds to play with. Might just go for a mad play, might be patient. Now has help. Sarah on the site and the spike's now lost. Wrap it up. This is 11. Giant X didn't look like they broke a sweat this round. 11 to their name. KRU held on 5. They look fully in control.
That timing with the Viper wall going down at just the most unfortunate time. Sarah controlling it to perfection that round. Spike doesn't even get to get down. They don't get to collect the money. That's unfortunate.
And again, look, operator now out for Smurfette. She already had her ult as well, so she's just snowballing at this point. Gonna have the lockdown for Ness. Couple of ults on the horizon. Sarah's almost got hers. On the other side, Monch does have hers in hand, but still, this has got to feel like a brick wall that KRU can't climb over, run through, get under. They are held on this 5. And this really is going to be that last chance to go for it.
I don't like how KRU just used Michaela's Fade Eye to get this long A control. Now they've got to wait 30+ seconds before they're able to actually go into the site at all.
Maybe just that paranoia from the fact that Smurfette was down there, what, a couple rounds ago, and that kind of knock-on effect, but a kill, cool. Where did Toki get caught out? They're just on B, maybe? Yeah, they just had the angle, but Sarah, I mean, I don't think we need to be going for this.
That's a little overzealous for sure. They definitely had the control, but I guess for GX, they thought that KRU were working that A, but all 4 members, Smurfette has ult, remember?
And she can take some risks here. She's got to be feeling confident. Put to bed by Kinnear, who's having a belter of a round. No right to be doing this so far. A slip through towards backside comes out from Eva, but it's Ness remaining in a 1v2. Oh my god, that got too close. Monch, though, going to keep hope alive with KRU making it up to 6.
Oh, almost got the spike down for the extra money as well. That definitely would have helped for full armor going into this one. Everything is so tight right now for KRU. Everything matters if they want to get this comeback going. But huge opening kills. That certainly helped. I want to go back to this A main control for the KRU side of things. I would like to see them just get this A main control naturally. Take advantage of this Viper. You don't need to use utility to get A main control anymore with this Viper comp. You just got to kind of work mid a little bit, make the defenders move, and you'll naturally get the control of A main. Another fade I used towards this A main. They want to make the GX members think that they're going for this default, going for control, but you can see that Toki got the long line. They know that there's nobody working this side.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're sticking with so many players towards A at this point, but again, you think about the pressure that can come through on a flank. They do go for this B plant as well. It feels like Giant X have a good idea. Counter lockdowns coming through both sides now, looking for basically a pause and the Viper's Pit on top, man. Jesus.
They're throwing everything.
Yeah, kitchen sink about to come flying out, but it's all a fight on the back lines here. Smurfette did get in early. We saw that at the very start of this round. Tried to be slowed down by the Seas, but it's having none of it. Double stack towards that little cubby is going to be rewarded, but the lookout from Sarah. Nice follow-up. Leaving just one, and with the Viper's Pit still up, you got a good idea where she resides. One's going to do well towards Sarah. You got 2 more, though? I mean, the timing on that, just ships in the night, passing by each other, and now it's dangerous. The drop, she does have weapons. She's playing gun game on the site. Paranoid, no! Hey, she ran through everything, every gun, every pistol. The only option was the knife.
And she makes it work. She makes it look good, Lauren. I love the fact that there was just a Vandal on the ground waiting for her to pick up and keep going. Man, the Viper's Pit making all that possible. Every ultimate was used and thrown into this round. Invested to be able to convert it, and KRU needed this round badly. Oh, there's the blade.
Unreal, man. Coming back. Ooh, and a bit of a mistake, and now you can see those nerves starting to build up a bit, right? Breaking the money, breaking the buy of Giant X, giving themselves a little bit of hope here for KRU. It felt like that was dwindling. But back to business, back with a chance. And another test towards A-Long, a bit of a deeper search here, maybe just off the back of having those sheriffs trying to do something with the Dodds. Very nice, opening up that C site.
Easy for Dodds, and just going to be able to reload. You can see that the rest of GX want to respond. That's a good blind, but the crossfires from KRU coming through.
Face your fear!
Yeah, it's near farming here.
Ultimate invested.
A little surprised at that. Yeah. I mean, if that it gives you security at this point, sure. Obviously could have min-maxed a little better, but Sarah, the last one alive now in a 1v4. And for KRU, they'd love to find some financial stability at this point. I mean, who wouldn't? But still, Guardians in hand. You can see, the light shields are out. So again, for them, you want to see them keep full control here.
Every kill is huge here for Sarah. I hope she just takes her time and looks for some exits. The money on KRU right now is tight.
Don't know if she's going to give them much. Oh, nah, that'd be a Dodds. I mean, great start from Dodds as well. Kamea catching that flank. It was all pretty good. 8-11. Scoreline's getting a bit closer now.
Yeah, things are heating up. I mean, KRU, at least these last couple rounds have been fairly clean, all things considered.
Yeah.
And Doesn't seem like that ult was used. I guess I saw something weird on the screen, but
Fade ult, no?
I thought so, but
Maybe we're tired. You know, jet lag's a thing.
all good,
Thing.
all good. I think this is a perfect timeout call for GX side of things, though. You know, things have slowed down a little bit. Smurfette has been the spearhead, that aggressive player that's set the tone for the side of GX. So I'd like to see if they move Smurfette around a little bit. It seems like these last few rounds, she started the round towards that A. I'd like to see her go for maybe a front B walk down, go sniffing around towards that garage for a refight in the mid round. Start the round away from A this time. We'll see if they make an adjustment like that. But for KRU, I mean, they just gotta keep talking about this A default, right? I mean, these last few rounds, Michaela, the Fade, has used her utility to be able to get this control. So let's see if they continue to do that. But this Waylay ultimate should be coming into play this round. This A main is going to be such a huge point of contention. Ava with the Sova ult as well. A lot of trap plays from both sides could be a possibility here.
Well, Christine, it may seem like you know what you're talking about because I'm not seeing Smurfette start on that same A line.
Show yourself.
Oh,
right.
love that.
Right.
Love that.
You could be a coach or something. I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. As it stands, though, let's see how this looks because, again, for Giants, they've had that check-in now with the coach. Hopefully can get themselves in that right mindset, maybe make some of those adjustments they were looking for, find a couple of new looks here, but it's not aggressive from Smurfette by any means. They've got this kind of similar crossfire we saw almost on that pistol round start, right? On the back of this, the paranoia gets sent and dodged this time. KRU learning on the fly, finding out the solutions to the problems that haunted them earlier, and an instantaneous loss on 2 players.
I'm not sure what caused Sarah to peak so early there, but she definitely got latched onto the dog, and now Toki trying to make heroic plays gets wiped out as well. And the snowball in a round like this is just, it's so hard to stop. Once you get contact, you try to help your teammate, and that crossfire just falls through. So unfortunate because we've been talking about how strong these defense crossfires have been.
Yeah.
And as soon as after that timeout, they make an adjustment and it just falls all flat. So, but GX right now, they've got to just cut their losses and they got to make sure they save these weapons. I don't want to see any NA savers here.
Is that what you're calling it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, from now on, that's what it's called. Fair enough. Again, at this point, I do worry that Giants might stall out a little bit. Now, I hope that's not the case, right? I hope I'm wrong. I hope they're fine. I'm a bit worried because that's not how you want to see them coming off a timeout. It feels like it was a little bit of a fumble, but maybe you can just chalk it up to that. You still have rounds to play with.
Yeah.
It'll be 9-11. It's still not super scary yet. The ults will start building back up. Dodds did not have to invest hers, so that's something that can sit in the back pocket. You're going to have Kinnear's not a million miles away. On the other side, they can start building theirs as well. You're going to start looking at this. Yes, Smurfette invested hers, but you've got Eva's there, you've got Sarah's there, you've got Toki's. So for Giants, they shouldn't be in a massive hurry, right? You've still got hopefully a decent enough purchase building up behind this, not maybe in the next, but we'll see what they can achieve here. At the end of the day, for Giants, they shouldn't rush things too badly. I want to see the buy coming out here. I think it's going to be lacking in some areas. I just hope they don't get caught into this weird like force buy, half buy scenario. It looks like they're going to be going behind this. I think Ness, I don't know what Ness can even get in this.
Especially from a round like this when you know, 2 players just get wiped out that fast, that easily. It's really easy to kind of reset from a round like that. You just type to each other, my bad, oops, and you just move on. Eyes forward, you're a goldfish, it doesn't matter. So for GX, I think they're going to be able to do just that reset. We talked about this Sova ult coming into play. That's a huge power play for the defenders to buy time. So Ava across the map should be able to provide support if KRU decide to actually poke and prod through here, but there ain't no way. That's a KJ Viper ult setup. And KRU, they're backing out of there. They don't like what they're seeing.
Yeah, the spidey senses are tingling that something is not nice. And probably the right call. So let's see how Smurfette looks this time around. A much different approach. And actually, Toki going walkabouts down C long. So kind of maybe be in that kind of first position to really get the information. Good spot on the Aldrone too. That's at least 2-3 players noted there. So decent information, implying it's going to be this B look again.
Yeah, but I like the position from Smurfette here. Hearing a lot of action going on, can choose to reaggress at any point.
Yeah, it'd be Kinnear keeping that position safe for now, slightly disconnected from the others. Smoke in towards B main. Kinnear's attention then turns, right? You've got Toki here. drawing those eyes away. But Smurfette's still pretty stationary in this. Wait and see that next penny drop. But what's the instigating factor? Are they waiting for this flank? What are they waiting on? It's not coming now. Kinnear, all too aware, fully watching for that push up through C. And now they don't have much to really build off.
Oh, GX looking a little lost at the moment. The ultimate going off, but the teammates aren't flooding.
And actually now there's issues. Smurfette just cracks down, breaks down the door. So the post plant, can they try and be frustrating in this though? Good stall on the side. Monch with a quick pick. Kinnear as well. Gonna take down Ness. It's down to a 2v3. Numbers in favor to KRU, and that's in the time itself. Round done. KRU back in business here. 10 rounds found, and there weren't worries until now. Double digits made. Giant X need to find their footing again.
They really do, because KRU right now are being so thorough. You know, I thought it was really risky the way Konir was peeking out and exposing herself like that, but she does not want this Sova to shock dart and break her mollies too early. She's there as the insurance plan to make sure that this round is won in the post plan, and she does exactly that. I think she's already gotten 2 molly kills in this game in the post, so she's doing exactly that. For GX side of things, they've got to reset here because it's been indecisive for these past couple of rounds. Ooh. And Smurfette, she was rewarded with 2 kills in this last position. But Blizzazak knows. Biazik is so ready.
Yeah, this time around, so switched on about that spot. They've kind of left A alone for a minute, and they've come back into it on what's going to be this half-buy confident, right? They've read it really well. Do they further commit now? There is going to be players here. There is going to be Toki backfilling the space. There is going to be Sarah. But KRU, super, super clean. Whatever they've done in these last couple of rounds, they have unraveled the brilliance of Giant X that got them up to 11 in a heartbeat. Ness can't really do much about this. You have a shotgun. That's done for. KRU, clean round 5 standing. And I want to see how the money's sitting with Giant X, because they're going to have to try and put up a fight where they've been absolutely under the heel of the opposition. Timeout hits. I don't know what you say at this point, because that's 6 rounds in succession.
That is tough. That is tough, because KRU right now, they're warming up and they're looking so clean. For GX, they went to their tried and true. They went back to what worked for them early on in the half, and it wasn't even close. Smurfette wasn't even allowed to shoot her gun this round. So definitely, I think the confidence is shot. So this timeout couldn't come in a more perfect place for GX. They've got to reset right now, because KRU, they're heating up. They've already been heated up.
Yeah, it just feels like they've kind of refound that alignment almost, right? Like getting on the same page, getting an understanding of how Giant X want to play, but finding their own comfort in this, because they looked a little lost to how they wanted to deal with certain areas of the map, but that's been already solved. So looking at the ults that they have in hand here, there'll be a buy on both sides, not lacking in too many areas either, so actually doing okay in that regard. Kinnear still has that lockdown in place. Michaela 2 away from the fade ult as well, so that's something that could be in the back of their minds. On the other side, look, Smurfette's building hers up, it feels like in a heartbeat as well. She's quick back to this. But for now, KRU do have the upper hand coming into this. Still great money behind them. Look at their finances, 8.5, 6.6, 8.1. They are sorted. They don't have to sweat about it. So Giant X, it's kind of now or never.
A bunch of Warren Buffetts on the side of KRU. Just saving for a rainy day. And looks like GX, they're going to go back to what they did after the last timeout. 2 members in front B. And a nice spam from Toki, and Ava finds a long-range A-main kill. Monch, that was never supposed to happen. Monch is the player to lurk around and cut off that long line of sight. Now, without that wall up towards A, that's so much information for GX.
Doing a thing.
Yeah, now I want to see how they decide to approach this. Sarah
Good molly.
Sarah does stay, banking on that molly to do well. Dodzo quickly pathing towards it. The support not quite there this time. Biazik going down. So now Dodds has to kind of puff out the chest, right? Hold that space, look threatening. The lockdown trying to secure some security. Plant needs to come in, they're going to get it, but the post plant won't be anywhere near as threatening. But Kinnear catching Ness drifting over towards Garage. That's a mistake.
Huge mistake, deciding to stay, but then wanting to leave at the last second.
Oh, Kinnear, come on!
So much value for Konir.
Every single round, she's finding incredible kills. Dodds on the front line, Kinnear on the back. And now Eva and Smurfette have to do some serious lifting. Kinnear is kicking off. And yeah, that is a round to save the day I thought that could have been lost on Monch falling at the very word go, but just absolute brilliance from her.
Yeah, and you saw the placement of that Killjoy ultimate going down, and I mean, GX were stuck between a rock and a hard place in that garage. Do we force break this Killjoy ultimate, or do we tuck tail and back out? Both players just couldn't decide, and Konir was just eating that up, finding those timings, finding those gaps, and you can see how hyped it's making her. Konir, she's the only player on that stage right now that's on that list of giants, the Mount Rushmore of GCC.
But they're going for a risky play now, and maybe this is what you wanted, right? Aggression down middle, and maybe it feels desperate, but it's got a player connected in towards window, right? This deeper push, the perfect chance to strike. A Monch suffering in the last couple of rounds, but it was recovered before. Kinnear still alive and breathing, but Toki doing some serious work. Maybe OT's on the cards, but Kinnear, no way, hold on, Toki's been caught, it ain't over yet. A 2v3 pause. Spike still in hand. Michaela just slowing things down. They can take a second. It's still above a minute.
Michaela looks very much aware of this A main push. I love this double push coming through for Ness and Sarah. The timing is going to be everything in this round. But KRU, they get to double peek Eva at least.
Eva's been solid. But this is a lot to handle. It's OT. 12-12. Eva keeps that quality as high as ever. But what a mad change in the end. The confidence to go for that walk down middle in the very last round potentially available.
And when your back is against the wall, I'm taking that risk, it does become easier. They get paid off and rewarded for it. Smurfette is on a heater right in the nick of time, almost 30 kills for her. And you can see her getting hyped up here as well.
Yeah, it's scary coming into OT off the back of that too, right? You feel a little bit more excitement to it. But can you repeat that again? I don't know. So operator of the word go here for Dodds though. That's in hand straight away. So maybe looking to place that towards Suo. That's where she utilized it last time. Got that 1-for-1 trade out. It wasn't super impactful, but again, for now, let's see what Giants are up to. This attacking side looked solid before.
Yeah, Dodds took so much damage tanking that Killjoy Molotov.
Oh, early contact, Kinnear. Gonna be spotting out Smurfette early. Calls in Monch for a little bit of support on that, but it's just a look. They haven't committed behind this presence. They're actually backpedaling away from Garage now.
The information is lacking for KRU though. Turret and alarm bot is down, so that sort of paranoia is gonna be creeping into the back of the minds of the defenders. I think they should re-aggress somewhere, re-clear garage any second, and this should give them the information that GX is no longer there. This drone, it's going to force Dodds off the line.
But I want to see how many rotate off this, if any at all, because so far they're not feeling any further pressure here. So they're going to keep 4 on this side of the map. By all rights, KRU are in the right place. Now seeing that stun come in, now seeing the wall and seeing the smokes. Look at them, you can see that temptation from Kinnear to play back in a little bit. Maybe wanted to try and support. And look at that, finally, the fade eyes coming in, the reveals coming out of Monch. Tries to get ahead, didn't have to do too much, didn't have to do all that. But Kinnear's here, Michaela's here, great spacing, good trades. Now the body's starting to drop. One by one they swing, and now we're down to the 1v1. Dodds. Oh! Ness! 4K for herself and a Red Bull clutch put Giant back in the lead.
Oh my, and I'm going back and thinking of all that HP that Dodds missed out on. It was from Ness's mollies earlier, those nanoswarms coming up huge. And this round, it looked so solid coming through. That fade utility getting so much value, but my goodness, GX just thriving in the chaos.
Let's go!
Man, that got close. Yeah, I mean, it took Ness getting 4 kills there to pull that one back from the brink as well.
These Killjoys, man, on both sides. I'm a fan, Lauren. I love that Killjoy is back in the mix. We haven't seen Killjoy on Haven in probably a year. It's been a long time. So I love this combo. I love Killjoys. It's such a different style to the Sentinels that we've been used to seeing for the past year.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first time I get to really check in on some of the changes in the meta, right? And kind of seeing how teams are adapting to it, how they're looking to kind of build through. And obviously, almost a little bit of a preview potentially into next year, right? It's okay, what do the big boys do though? You know, what do the big teams come out with as well? Is this something we can maybe expect to see down the line? And how do these agents kind of get re-brought into the meta? Good to see how Giant are kind of approaching this here and seeing it rewarded so visually. But at 13-12, KRU certainly not out of it yet. I mean, that came down to a 1v1 and a 4K to close that out, so don't think it was easy. But Giant in the lead, and a chance for a third. Or we go double OT.
And Smurfette opting to go for the full armor, no operator in her hands. Seems like for the past 3 or 4 defense rounds, she's definitely leaning towards this front B walk. We'll see if she goes down for a mid-round push. KRU are still getting this A main control with this Fade utility, but at least for them, they haven't shown every time that they're in A main with this Fade utility. So right now, GX,
Mid-walk. Oh my
this is that they've been rewarded for this play every time.
Yeah, but it looks like they want to...
So much sound cues. Konier is going to be able to retrace.
Enemy down.
I think this was a bit of an error. I don't mind the call, but it was just badly executed almost. Did Monch get spotted? I don't think she did. No. Oh my god. I was about to throw the headset, man. I was halfway out, but at this point, Giant looking a little bit messy in this. And yeah, Kinnear's again got that checkmate position. This should be wrapped up. As much as I rate Smurfette, there's nothing here. This was won and lost by those audio cues and that drift through that Viper wall in middle. This one's wrapped up. It's going to be double OT. There's not, like, Ness, you're great. You're great. Every day of the week, you're great. You ain't doing this one. So KRU navigating those, I don't want to say even threats, but just navigating that round well. They worked with what was given to them.
Yeah, they handled it well. I mean, certainly just being spread out and defaulting and just holding their ground seems to have worked out. GX have done this a couple times where they're pushing when they don't necessarily have to. And it all started towards that short A, right? As soon as Ava started walk pushing solo with no utility, you want to do that when the enemies are poking towards the other side of the map. As soon as you lose Garage, as soon as they poke towards that B, that's when you
keep it as a reaction rather than you know, being proactive in it almost. Yeah, that was a little bit strange. But again, it's nervous scenario, right? 13-13 now, starting to feel that pressure certainly mounting. And Janek's going back towards his C approach. And Kinnear got caught there. Monch, though, desperate. But now it's messy, right? Both of these teams trying to dig their heels in. Plant's going to be in play in a fast flank for Dodds.
Yeah, that flank is so fast here. I don't know if GX are going to be ready for this. I love this reaggress pushing through spawn, though. This should buy time.
Yeah, that's got to be very indicative and a good counter paranoia. Dodds needs to start taking space. See that space being taken through Garage. They're trying to be diligent. But it's all three now. That's potentially a very good seize. Oh, no. Wait, Dodds got both. Oh, man. I thought Dodds was done for then, but catching both players, I'm a little surprised, maybe caught off guard in the end. Fair play to Giant to try and be proactive through CT. Didn't get what they wanted, but KRU are back on top at 14.
And it's all thanks to Michaela here. I mean, truthfully, Dodds should have gotten wiped out. They didn't deserve these 2 kills, but if Michaela wasn't there in Garage, being the distraction, throwing the utility, certainly it would have been much tougher for the side of KRU. So Michaela might not be on the top of the scoreboard, but definitely finding a lot of value in these high-pressure moments.
I'm scared now. I'm scared at this. This is where we talk about that steam running out, and do they still have that fire here? Smurfette on the operator. Last time it took a lot of bravery to go for that walk down middle to even get them to OT. You can't keep running that, though. And KRU just taking in the lay of the land here. A glance towards A, but no commitment yet.
It's the first time that KRU's eye was broken that quickly, so they don't want to just contest right away. I like this default coming through for KRU right now.
Okay, but I heard the operator go off for at least a bullet, so they now know that where it is, but this deeper search from Smurfette, man. You talk about high risk, high reward. Backfilling the space, almost calling the bluff. Biazik's been good, though. Biazik's been very good.
She's playing this really well, not giving any chances.
And that angle is filthy. Look how deep that is. That's hard to clear with the operator, even if you're cutting the line, but how long does she hold this? The rest of the team still needs that support, needs those smokes coming in. Still going to be paranoid of where that operator's going. They haven't shown anywhere else on the map here.
No owl drone to be able to go into this garage either. At least those prowlers should help.
No, Smurfette.
The classic?
No way are you banking on that. Oh, Biazik, I thought you did everything right in that, but when it came to that final punch, the classic works.
I'm looking straight at Monch here. She's
30
going to be able to
seconds left.
walk up A, knows that the operator's towards C, as you mentioned.
Eva's here, though.
Here's the turret. She's going to go for the spawn play instead.
Yeah, maybe trying to ignore that for a second, but the reality is going to be there. No one's cleared this. No one is clearing Eva, and it's mistake after mistake here. 13 seconds, and Eva's thriving. It's getting fumbly, it's getting messy, and it's going to another OT.
These defense rounds, I mean, things have slowed down. Things have slowed down, and we're definitely seeing a Viper Haven play out right now. The attackers are just slowly trying to get A main control, but the defenders are just moving around and finding the gaps. This crossfire with this Sova towards this short A, it held so strong.
Yeah, it certainly did. And again, you got to feel for Biazik there in a way, right? Played that out so well, but then Smurfette with a classic. Cool. Feels good, man. How many times is Smurfette going to get away with these aggressive plays?
Ooh, another aggressive play.
Yeah, looking at the tempo on this one. Could be a tempo change. Monch forced to invest utility.
I thought that shock would do
down.
more damage than that.
The other casters in the building did as well. They were getting real excited for that one, but not too much damage done. A little bit of chip, but stack up towards B. Dodds is here. The turret as well, just tucked into the corner.
Off the turret, I think Dawes is wanting to use her bubble.
Man, this feels real tense though. Dodd's gonna be
it
wanting to
missed.
wait. Yep. Good paranoia though. Actually didn't catch. I thought it was a good paranoia. I thought it was on the money, but apparently didn't quite catch both players. And now Giant X looking fully in control here. Biazik Kinnear can do nothing but die.
The Omen blind, that paranoia a month ago would have been perfect.
Yeah,
it would have been great. It was perfect, but this post-nerfed Omen blind it doesn't have that same oomph.
Yeah, that's actually
Shorter range, yeah, that's tough. That's definitely tough because Dawes was definitely in a position to have an absolute movie for themselves towards that front B. GX handling it well though. I mean, it seems like most of these B pops so far, it's paid off. It's definitely paid off for the attackers.
And it's Giant X back with that upper hand, and they did so well in that previous round. Smurfette taking that deep sea long line that worked really well, handling everything at this point. But I just want all these teams to be able to win. You know what I mean? Like, come on now, come on now. We love an OT, but let's lock in here.
This is a late timeout. This is a late timeout for KRU. I didn't even realize they had a timeout left in this OT. So hopefully this is it. I mean, Coach BB is talking to KRU right now on the attack side of things. This has been the issue. The defense has looked great for both sides in this overtime so far.
Yeah.
And for KRU, I'd like to see them be a lot more decisive here towards this A main. Instead of just getting the control, look to walk forward and actually explode onto this A site.
Okay, but I am seeing Smurfette on A. I am seeing an operator.
The last time around when KRU threw this Fade Eye, it got broken immediately. I'd like to see Dodds try to protect it or trade. Both members were ready for it. They were ready to trade off of it.
Okay, there's a small adjustment. They're leaving Smurfette here, it looks like, with maybe Nest near enough by.
What an angle.
This is a nice angle. That's a pixel
the knee
spotted.
cap.
Smurfette now ready, steadies the ship. Maybe calling in a couple of others to be careful. Because I'm pretty sure you can figure out that was a Waylay you spotted too. Gonna have to give it away on the Prowler, but it looked like it was done chip damage, but no, it's Nest. Sitting there ready to catch that player trying to scale up. Dodd's now dead. You're looking at the next layers, they don't fancy it. They don't have that same burst towards the site anymore. They've stalled out already.
And that stop, it has to call onto Konir. The Killjoy towards middle, trying to find the gap, trying to find an equalizer, but Toki is just able to punish. Now Smurfette has a beautiful long line, and it's just gonna be freebies.
Yeah, it's clean work here. Michaela trying to do some damage, but a 2v4 is a lot to ask for. Giant X doing the hard work, taking the long road to get to this point. Monch and Michaela trying to make something happen. The paranoia flies on past. That one is on the money. And Monch, oh my god, it's a 1v1! It was So close! Brought down to the wire, but a 16-14. Giant X stay alive. They go through to map 3 now. It is not over yet.